Hi guys, Ayana here and welcome back to my channel. And for the new subscribers, thank you guys, thank you so much for subscribing and leaving comments. I really like seeing that. It makes me so happy. Um, you guys actually helped me hit a little milestone on my channel, so thank you for that. I know it's it's not a lot, but still I hit a little milestone, so thank you guys for that. No, like I keep disappearing and it's a little annoying and I haven't been as consistent, but there's literally always something going on with me, I swear. So this time I've been dealing with tooth problems um, due to the chemotherapy, unfortunately. So I had to get a root canal and a crown placed on top of that. So it's just been really bad. My teeth are just like annihilated, and I plan on doing a video about that in the future too, because that's also something that's really important to know, like before you start chemo especially. And I wish that I would have done a better job, but you're not really in the mind frame of keeping your teeth at their best when you're going through chemo, and when you're vomiting, like that's the least concern on your mind. But if I can share tips on how to prevent that with somebody else, like I'll do that if people want, or I just might just do it just cause. But yeah, that's super important. And yeah, my poor teeth. This past month I had my oncology appointment, and not sure if I stated this in my last video or not, but my appointments are now every 2 months instead of every month, because I've been responding so well to everything, which is really good news. And on top of my appointments being every 2 months now, I'm also having scans every 4 months, which is great, which is 1 month less, because I've noticed that it feels like they're so much sooner than they are, and my doctor even my doctor even said the same thing. And so he was like, yeah, I'm in a safe spot, so why not just do that? So now they're every 4 months. And with all that being said, we were talking more about the game plan, and he was telling me we can't really go off of the normal alveolar soft part sarcoma statistics, because I've already beat those statistics. I've already beat the statistics, which is bittersweet. So we can't go based off of, say, oh, because you passed the 5-year mark, we're gonna stop all treatment and blah blah blah. That's not the case for me, because I've actually surpassed the normal survival rate, which I think is 2 years, counting diagnosis, counting back to when I was diagnosed. So I'm almost actually 3 years clean, NED, from this cancer, which is amazing, which means that pretty much my hospital has to come up with a completely different game plan for me, because I'm completely in this different category, which is just mind-blowing every time that I think of it. And like, I started to cry a little bit at the doctors, because it feels just so new every time I hear it, that I beat the odds. It just feels like the first time every time, and I'm not sure that will ever go away as long as I'm still alive, because for some reason I'm still alive, which is crazy. And I still never would have thought that I would ever be in this predicament in the first place. So still, the fact that I am is just still hard to process, even though it's been as long as it has. So yeah, it's crazy because a lot of people that have sarcoma are usually, with my kind of sarcoma at least, are given probably like 6 months to a year, um, I think, with treatment, and that's crazy, because there's really not any treatments for us. So this clinical trial that I've been on is just crazy, and like I say, I really hope that, since my case is just so out there and astonishing and game changing, I hope that they can use that. I hope that they can take what they've learned from me and my success and hopefully use it towards other patients, because sarcoma is becoming so much more prevalent, which is really scary. So I don't know, I just hope that my story gets put to good use and that I can somehow help, or continue to help, spread awareness and give advice to people. Yeah. I have a story that I kind of want to tell. I'm part of a sarcoma like support page. You know, I've talked about this in the past before. You know, I posted the news about my appointment and how that went, blah blah blah, like I usually do. And there was another person in there. Pretty much all the other comments were positive except for this one person's, and it was a guy from Germany, and he's been fighting the same kind of cancer that I have for 10 plus years, right? And he goes on to say, oh, well,
you know, there's a chance that your cancer is gonna come back and
blah blah blah. And he was just being really really negative about it. He wasn't even being supportive, and he went on to ask, what my diet was like, what I had done, to get rid of the cancer, what do I use alternatively. And I continued to tell him what, and he just blew off pretty much everything that I told him and just said,
well, that doesn't work, that wasn't that doesn't work, that doesn't work,
blah blah blah. He just went on and on and on, just denouncing every single thing that I've done, you know, to help with my cancer. And so he then goes into just like extreme scientific depth about just what works, what doesn't, and blah blah blah. And I mean, it was just absolutely astonishing how this guy was going on and on. As I'm trying to think of something to say back to this guy without being mean, I'm just analyzing it, and not to sound mean, but the only thing that I could really think of was, who's the person that's cancer free? And I know that that sounds really mean. It was really rude of him to just denounce every single thing that I've done along with my team, to get rid of this cancer, and yet I'm the one that's free of the disease, and you've been fighting it for 10 plus years, which really confuses me. I would think that you would ask in a more polite way, and maybe just, I don't know, just be a little bit more respectful, ask for advice maybe. And on the other side, I have to put myself in his shoes, but knowing me, I would never ever openly say that to somebody that was going through what I was going through. I would never, because I know how I would feel if somebody was to say that to me. It would hurt me, and I've had people say mean things like that to me, so that's how I know I don't like that stuff. But I just took it as jealousy slash envy, because I can imagine, I mean, he's been fighting with this disease for 10 plus years, and here I am in a super, super, super rare spot to be completely cancer free for as long as I have, with what I have. And I could see why that would be intimidating and just mood dampening when you've been fighting for probably 5 times as long as I have. So I just took that with a grain of salt and I didn't even respond back because there really isn't any point, and I just took it as, yeah, just envy. I don't know. With that being said, that's just a reminder that I really need to remain humble and just count my blessings. And just not take anything for granted. Like, even though I could really say that I haven't been, I'm human, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can understand the jealousy and the envy, but I would never ever personally um, and openly attack somebody because of where they are in their fight. Because we're all in this fight together, and that's why it's just better to help each other out instead of belittling each other, because that doesn't get us anywhere. Just makes everybody feel really crappy. Um, so, yeah, all you can really do is just wish the best for that person and keep it moving. So, that's the end of this video, guys. Thank you for watching and listening to my little rambling story that I just had to get out, because I really did. That was bugging me a lot. Thank you guys for watching. Share this, subscribe if you want. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week.